Ooh, a ladder. I found a secret ladder, guys. We're going down. Wow, those are nice.
That water releases that carbon dioxide and begins to form a weak carbonic acid within that water. That weak carbonic acid gets to deposits of dissolved limestone and other minerals that water picks up, begin to form calcite in the form of stalactites. As water drips down them, they expand more and more. And right up underneath them, stalagmites begin to build up. And anything that cracks through the walls and flows down creates glowstone. If you take a look over to your right-hand side, you will also see our Rocky Mountains. Our Rocky Mountains fell here the same time as Godzilla. 10,000 years ago, during the last ice age, when a melted glacier filled this section of our caverns. That melted glacier changes our caverns' temperature, pressure, and humidity, causing the Rocky Mountains to crack from these crevices you see up here and tumble down. This stuff was actually named by Lester Howe himself. You see, there is original floor down here in our cavern. He and there can see made for pathways like we're walking on today. He would have been all the way on the other side of the Rocky Mountains, 10 to 15 feet lower than we are right now, at the bottom of the stream bed. From there, we can take his rope, throw it up over the Rocky Mountains, to scale up, to eventually get to the vestibule where we started our tour today. This is where Lester Howe ended his tours. Scaling the Rocky Mountains is quite inconvenient for his tours, as it often added anywhere from a half an hour to a full hour on top of an already 10 to 12-hour tour. So luckily for us folks, we're not going to have to scale these Rocky Mountains today. We're going to use these convenient pathways and walk right around. You folks can follow me.
I was just making a video because I don't think anybody's ever done a video of how caverns before. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, you can tell they've been here for a while. They got stuff growing on them. It's a wild outlet.
Yeah. Very good. I'm just going to stick over to the right-hand side against this railing for an example. You're all okay, I promise. Alrighty, here we have arrived in Titan's Temple. Titan's Temple is the largest room down here in our caverns. From stream bed to ceiling, it stands about 55 feet tall, and from wall to wall at its widest point, it's about 45 feet. Along with the largest room down here in our caverns, it is also home to the largest stalagmite down here, the Chinese pagoda. The Chinese pagoda stands about 11 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and is estimated to be over 500,000 years old. It was found broken off and active towards the Rocky Mountains back there, where it was brought up here, set in the Titan's Temple, so everybody can view it on our public tour, just like you folks are today. If everyone can shift their attention to the wall in front of us, you will see these little pockets. These little pockets are called grottos. Grottos are formed when the river Styx was level with that section of the cave wall, splashing up against it, breaking down deposits of weaker limestone and clay that used to be filled in here, leaving behind only the stronger layer of limestone. They're kind of like a tiny cave within our cave. We're going to see a whole bunch of grottos on our tour today. With that, folks, we're going to be moving on up for our next stop at this way. You folks can follow me.
Pretty cool, huh? I guess that's not where it was naturally. But they tried to fix it. Coming, Pop? He said that other room was the tallest. I think this might be. This might be taller. Oh, that's so
Sorry about not lemon in there. That'd be something up there. You ever say that?
What'd he say?
Some people that live in the water and nothing.
Oh, yeah, he said nothing can live in the water.
That's gotta be
Not true, right?
shit.
Yeah, I don't believe it either.
I know sunlight. So I can down rain.
Well, I guess you don't need sun. You could get chemo, but then there'd have to be heat. It's pretty big down here.
Well, I'm saying the truth, when I came here 40 years ago, it was flood and the bed was closed. But they had the roof back.
Yeah, I remember. We're gonna take a ride. We're going on a boat ride. Watch your head. Yeah, he's gonna watch your head here. It's a turtle. I think this is the turtle. It looks like a turtle.
Yeah, sure is.
Alrighty, folks, on my tour, if you take a look over the railing to your right-hand side, you will see my good friend, the Great Turtle, or as I like to call him, Henry the Turtle. Henry is a flowstone formation which resembles something of a turtle. Here you can see his shell. Back here you can see his tail. Over the railing right here you can see his fin. And Henry's kind of shy, so he's sticking his head into the side of the cave wall. Henry's an inactive flowstone formation, meaning he's no longer growing. He used to have water that ran down his back from this point you guys see right here, growing up and expanding his calcite at all these different points. That calcite continued to grow up and expand so much, it actually ended up growing over that water source. So Henry is the reason he is no longer growing himself. along with being super cool, is actually a tool for us down here in our caverns. You see, when the water level does rise and our cave does flood, Henry has two spots found on his back right here that indicate two different things to us. If the water level was to rise all the way up to this first spot you see right here on Henry's back, the lower section where we take our boat ride today, the dock would be flooded, and we would not be able to give our boat ride for the day. If the water was to rise all the way up here to the second spot you see right here on Henry's back, lower walkways in our caverns would be flooded, and we would not be able to give our public tour for the day. Water can get pretty high down here in our caverns. The highest it's ever been was in the 40s. A series of hurricanes came through this section of New York. That water got so high, it got to this ledge you see right here. We know this because of that piece of rusty metal on the wall. That piece of rusty metal is a light bracket that is left remaining over Henry the Turtle. After maintenance came down into our caverns to survey the damages done, this bracket was the only thing left remaining. That water got all the way up to this point, you see right here, came rushing past this light basket, ripping it off the wall for it never to be seen again. To this day, we still have never found this light, so if anybody sees it on our tour today, please let me know. Ticket office is still offering a $20 cash reward for whoever brings it up. How often is it flood in here? Great question. I'd say about every 1 month, 2 months. It's not super frequent. It's pretty much we get a massive influx of water within the area. So massive snow melting, massive rain, whether it be a hurricane, a tropical storm, yada yada yada. One of those things happens more often than not. The water source that feeds into our caverns picks that up, and we start to flood. Great question. Thank you.
Oh, I could live down here.
Alrighty, folks on my tour, does anyone remember the number one rule for our tour today?
No touching.
There we go. What did I just do?
Touching.
Break out of the rule. These two formations are touching stones. They were broken off and inactive within the tight symbol, meaning they were no longer brought when we found them, so we can no longer harm them by touching them. Super quickly, before I let you touch these two formations, we have a stalactite and a stalagmite. If you look on top of the stalagmite, you can see how black and disgusting it is. This is from all those salts and oils found within our skin, rubbing off and creating an active layer over this natural calcite. This is what can begin to happen to normal, pure, white, healthy calcite if we do touch it. So I'm going to ask, these are the only two formations we touched on here today. I'm going to be waiting behind you. Once you've had a chance with these two formations, make your way towards me so everybody gets a turn if they would like one. You two can touch these two formations now if you would like to. Yes, thank you.
It's so squishy.
You're good. My second. We got 12 guys on schedule today, so we'll have 36 total tours for the day. Yep. Christmas and Thanksgiving, so let's go. Use the water drinkable also. Two questions. First one is the water drinkable. Limestone acts as a natural filtration in a sense that it
Wanna get a
takes all
picture?
the minerals and impurities out of that water.
What, your phone?
It adds some limestone and other minerals, but
Oh, sorry. You.
when it gets to our caverns though, it almost goes through what I like to call the tourist effect. We bring down 1,200 people sometimes a day down here in our caverns. Meaning, they're sticking their fingers in that water, they're throwing their trash in that water, they're sometimes losing a child in that water, yada, yada, yada. So when it enters our caverns, yes, it's completely drinkable. That limestone filters everything out that could harm you, but when it gets here, I wouldn't recommend it. So yes and no. Is it a naturally preserved? Great question. No. How Caverns Incorporated is privately owned by two sole individuals. Not registered through that program you're talking about. I wouldn't recommend that.
Here, hold it. Point at the rock for me. Don't, yeah, don't hit no buttons. Just point at the rock.
Oh.
Alrighty, folks, this part of it becomes a lot more later on. It becomes a lot less. Alright, folks, on my tour, we're going to begin to move on up toward it. Next time I have a feel free to follow me.
What, that's another one?
No. It's recording. It's a video. See?
No.
Well, they say nature don't make right angles, but that looks pretty square.
No. No.
I really like these old railings. Steel. Steel. I think they would have used brass, you know?
Huh?
Would have looked real nice if it was brass.
Yeah.
They can't. They get oxidized.
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah, it's probably.
Not to the railing.
Well, there's rocks near the edge here too that trip you up.
I know. Well, if he stays close enough to the railing where he can touch it, it's fine.
I want to climb up in there.
Understand English.
Ooh, it's the mighty vacuum.
Alrighty, folks, on my tour, here we have arrived at the Eternal Springs, a great example of an actively forming piece of calcite. Eternal Springs has water on the catch from this point you see right here, growing up and expanding its calcite at all these different points. That calcite will continue to grow and expand forever until one of two things happen. One, calcite begins to grow up and expand over this point where the water is trickling down. Making Eternal Springs cut off its own water source, just like our good friend Henry the Turtle back there. Or two, this flowstone hump you see over the railing right here continues to extend out all the way, forming a flowstone dam, cutting off water to the rest of our caverns for the rest of time. We're going to wait for one of those two things to happen now. I'm just kidding. Calcite takes about 100 years to form an inch. I'm going to tell you a quick little story instead. During the 50s, a Boy Scout troop was down here touring our cave. A boy thought it would be a great idea to bring his pet mouse down here with him. He was taking that pet mouse out of his pocket and never stopped showing him all the cool rocks and formations down here, and they got to this stop here. That boy began to reach into his jacket to grab his beloved pet, and that mouse got a little bit confused. You see, he thought they were back on the school bus they rode in on, and he actually ended up jumping out of his pocket and landing in this water below. Now, this water is about 42 degrees Fahrenheit, and unfortunately, speaking from experience, when I say this, it's very cold. Too cold for me, too cold for you, way too cold for that tiny little mouse. He began to swim around, trying to find any exit he could. He began to swim slower and slower till he ended up on this rock you see right here. The boys, not knowing what to do, were trying to get over this railing to save their beloved pet when they began to notice something. That mouse had begun to shake. He had begun to shake more and more till all of a sudden, within the blink of an eye, he swam all the way over here to the wall, jumped up to the ceiling, and bit on where he still remains to this day. That's the only stalagmite you're ever going to see. That story is 100% true, and I will not be answering any further questions on it. With that, moving on up to the next stop. This way, stick over to the left-hand side.
Yeah, right. Oh, look, there's a spider web. Yeah, spider. So there's a spider down here.
Alrighty, here we have arrived in our bronze room, considered by most to be the beautifulest room in our entire caverns. Our bronze room is a calcite formation made up of all three parts. We have stalactites towards the ceiling up here, stalagmites towards the bottom, and flowstone interconnecting the two. Along with the calcite in this room in particular, is a cool piece of history down here in our caverns. This is where Mr.Lemonhead would stop and take his halfway point. He would stop at this section you see right here, sit up on this flat bench-like formation you see right here, eat his lunch with whoever he was with, and oftentimes while they ate, Lester would play his lovely violin. We know this because of these black marks up over here to the right. These black marks mark from different salts and oils found within our skin, like I was just talking about. They're actually from Lester Howe's whale lanterns. He would hang them off stalactites found up there to light this very dark room while they were down here, while they ate their lunch. Since this is such a cool piece of calcite down here in our caverns and a cooler piece of history, at this point in the tour, we do offer a souvenir photo. The souvenir photo itself is completely free to take, but if you would like to bring it home with you today, you can purchase it once we leave up in the photo lodge. Again, photo itself is completely free to take. You have no obligation to purchase it afterwards. It's just like a roller coaster. We will take your picture. You don't gotta buy it. At this time, would anybody be interested in a souvenir photo in our bronze room? Would I have you two bring it out there for me? Have your backs facing that bench-like formation. Yep. Yeah. Give me just 1 second. Perfect right there. Let me just get set up. Alright, I'm gonna have you folks look right up here towards my camera. See it? Alright, keep looking in that general direction for me. 3, 2, 1. One more try. 3, 2, 1. Let me try the other button. Keep looking in that general direction. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we have no.
Stay right there for 1 second. Alright, I'm going to try a different button. I have you folks look right up here towards this camera. 3, 2, 1.
There it is.
Come right on. Anybody else have a super photo? Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna have everybody take 1 step to the right. A little more right there first. Take a look at my camera right up here. Keep looking in that general direction. 3, 2, 1. Perfect, guys. Come right on. Would anybody else have a souvenir photo at this point? I'm just gonna have everybody take like a tiny step to the right, a little more right here first. Take a look at my hand right up here around the camera. Everybody keep looking in that general direction. 3, 2, 1. Perfect, guys. Come right enough for me. Would anybody else take a souvenir photo? Last call for souvenir photos. Going once. Going twice. Alrighty. Folks on my tour, we're going to scooch over to the left-hand side against this wall. We're going to have another group passing us. Again, folks on my tour, please scooch over to the left-hand side. We've got another group coming up past us. Get over here for me, folks. Your pictures. You're going to be able to do so when we get back upstairs. Again, you've taken a picture in our bronze room. There's no obligation to purchase it, folks. If you would like to, I highly recommend it. They're super, super cool. Alrighty, folks, my tour's got to keep on going. Alrighty, folks, on my tour, we're going to continue on to our next stop. This way.
These guys go.
Oh, you want to get pictures?
No, I don't. I wish people would stop fucking stopping in front of me.
You go. Ladies first. What are you doing? I like that. Weird looking.
One more, take it, come on. Okay, switch.
Idiots don't get it.
Come on, fast, fast, fast. Thank you. You guys good? Nice and slow.
Ooh, that looks like a snake. Pretty cool. Hello. Man, I wish I lived around here. I would get a job here. I would get a job here. I would love to work here. I can't wait to see what they says about the Deep cave experience.
What?
The deep caving experience?
Well, no, I've never seen it. I remember.
Yeah, I asked him about it. He said he'd tell us about it later.
Coming up.
Yeah, probably down near the boat.
Alrighty, folks, on my tour, if you take a look over to your left-hand side, you will see our pipe organ. Our pipe organ is a calcite formation.
Watch your head.
Pipe organ, which you would find inside of a church or a cathedral. If you take a look over to our right-hand side, you will also see our pipe organ's keyboard. I know it doesn't quite look like a keyboard, but if you close your left eye, turn your head a little bit to the right, it still doesn't look like a keyboard. Kind of does function like one though. During Lester Howe's tours down here in our caverns, he didn't have a gift shop like we do today. This piece of calcite acted as his gift shop. He would have given people a hammer and a chisel at this point. He would have let them chisel off pieces of stalactites to take them home as souvenirs. In doing so, he did damage our caverns, not knowing how long they took to grow, but he left it with a cool effect. There's now hollow chambers up inside of here that have been humped into, resonate around the room, sounding like they're coming from the pipe organ. At this time, would anybody like to see me demonstrate this? Alright, folks, right down this way to our top. We're all right.
It's like downhill.
He didn't even tell us about this giant flowstone that's in here. Yeah, I want to chisel a piece off. See how I did that.
Well over 2 tons when full. So we do have a very few quick safety rules for them. One, keep all hands and other objects inside the boat at all times. If your fingers get crushed between the side of the boat and the cable, it's not going to feel good. If you drop something in that water, it's about a 50-50 you're getting it back.